everyone. I just wanted to share a really quick organizational tip with you. Over the weekend, I was watching Jennifer from JenofEve Designs. She's got a new mini album printable kit available on her Etsy shop. And she has one video dedicated to an instruction manual. So she's put together all the instructions that you can print out so that you can make sure that you've put the album together properly. And what she did was actually she printed out and shows you how to put that together. And part of what she did was included behind each page instruction, she included a plastic sleeve with all of the actual pockets and various things that should be attached to that particular page in the mini album. So that has really inspired me to try to get a little bit more organized when I'm doing junk journals. I used to just, you know, as I would think about a project and what I had to do in my mind, you know, sometimes I make lists of things that I wanted to include and print things out from Pinterest or Etsy. And then I would just kind of gather everything up for that particular project and put it in one of these Michael's plastic envelopes that you can get. So all the paper that I was going to use, things that I had coffee dyed, printables, trims, stamps, all of that kind of thing. Well, it wasn't really an effective way to stay organized, you know, because then I'd have all this stuff in this envelope, and then when I started to work on the project, then I'd have to stack things in these little containers so that I could see everything, and it just really became a little bit of a nightmare, really, because I get to the end of a project and realize that I'd forgotten to include something that I wanted to, or I couldn't find something that I wanted. So long story short, Jennifer really inspired me to get a little bit more organized. So I've taken her idea and kind of made it work for me to organize myself for my junk journal projects. I've had an old snap binder that I wasn't using, so I've used that, and I've just added some of the plastic sleeves in it. And what I've done is just really grouped things together that I want to make sure that I remember to include, because I still will make a list, and still, you know, as I get inspired when I'm thinking about a project, I'm going to use this to put everything in, so that as I go through the project, some things I will probably still use, other things I won't, and that's okay. But at least I've got everything together and where I can see it. So I had coffee dyed. This is actually set up for a project I'm working on now. You know, I had coffee dyed some little bags here, and I've got a few flowers and some tags and some doilies, and I had coffee stained some larger bags and an envelope here. This is the trim I had thought I'd like to use. I've got some small scraps of paper because I've actually got all my papers together and in the cover of the book, and these are just the leftovers. And then I've also included in a larger sleeve here some of the stamps that I want to include, because I have a really bad habit of getting a pile of stamps out that I want to include, only using a few of them, and then getting to the end of a project and thinking, shoot, I really wanted to include that and I didn't. So this is a really good way for me to actually see things laid out a little bit more and make sure that I'm using the things that I want to use. So I've got that for kind of the smaller things, and then I bought some of these plastic I guess they're file folders actually, from Staples. And this is where I put kind of the end cuts of the larger end cuts of the papers that I'm using that, you know, I might want for pockets and tags and tuck spots and so on as I'm working through a project. So this was really effective for me, just to keep myself organized. These are the two things for each project, and it really kind of contains the mess, makes things easier to see and find, and I think it's really going to work for me. So I just wanted to share that little tip. Thank you, Jennifer, from JenofEve Designs. If you haven't already seen it, hop on over to her channel and have a look at her new mini album printable. It's fabulous, and she was the one that gave me the inspiration. So I hope you find this useful, and I will see you next time.